What's up everyone, Vu of Vu Films here, and I am back with another idiotic video for you to watch. Today I am going to show you how I grade Sony HLG3 BT 2020 footage using FUJIFILM's Eterna LUT for their F-Log profile, as used, most of you probably know from the Fuji X-T3 and the upcoming X-T4, which I have on pre-order. Some of you may know I'm going to be switching to using the Fuji X-T3 and X-T4 for most of my video work. And one of my favorite profiles is the Eterna profile, as well as using the Eterna LUT on their F-Log profile. I discovered that you can pretty much put any LUT onto any camera footage. You just gotta make basic adjustments to the original footage first before you apply the LUT. And no, I am not switching completely from Sony to Fuji. I'll still be using my Sony cameras for photos and videos as well, but most of my work for video will be used with the Fuji system, mainly for the 10-bit 4K 60 that Sony does not provide right now. So as far as I'm concerned, I believe that log files are just very flat, very desaturated, and not much contrast to preserve dynamic range. And I do not shoot log with Sony due to the 8-bit codec, but HLG3 is really nice. It's kind of a medium ground. It allows you to use low ISO, 125 ISO, native, as well as being somewhat flat but almost usable right out of camera, as you can see from the footage here. And it's very gradable. It has a lot of dynamic range. It's a good overall profile that I highly recommend using if you're on the Sony system. But to start off, I just create adjustment layers. If for those of you who know, you just go to File, New, Create Adjustment Layer. But I already have one created here. What I do is I just drag two of these up. The bottom one will be for the adjustment of the actual footage itself, and the top one will be for the LUT. First, I want to adjust the bottom one, so I go over here to my Lumetri panel. I go to Creative, and I drop the saturation down to about 60. And then I go to Basic Correction. I drop the contrast to about minus 30. And now I have this flat-ish, not quite log footage, but it's quite flat. And then here I just go ahead and I go to Creative, and I go to Browse. I have the Eterna LUT already downloaded. This is free from Fuji. Of course, you want to select the one for, I usually just use the X-T3 one. So I have Eterna for F-Log, and that's it. Drop it on, and it is super contrasty. It actually looks quite nice here, but maybe a little bit too much contrast for my taste. So all I do is I just dial it back just a bit to about 80. See how that looks? I'm liking this right here. So from here, hey, this is looking pretty good. Maybe this particular footage here, I might want to brighten it up just a tad. I'll just bring up the exposure to 0.3. This one, maybe the highlights are a little bit too hot. So you can see I already brought it down earlier, so I'll just bring it down just a little bit more. This one I'm okay with, maybe a little bit more exposure, just real quick. This one, let's see what I have here. Did I already do stuff with this? I may have already made some adjustment here. So here I already made some adjustments. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and remove the attributes of this real quick because I was messing with it earlier, but I'll go ahead and remove the Lumetri color adjustment. And it did nothing. There we go. Just go ahead and clear this out. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, this is a bonus round. I want to brighten up their skin tones a little bit. So what I am going to do is I'm going to hit this plus button on this HSL, and I'm going to just select her skin tones. I'm gonna do the gray mask, and it shows me what area that I have selected. From here, I'll just pull these little bars here to get more of the selection that I want. That seems about good enough for me. Mainly, I'm just focusing on her skin tones right now. You want to give a little bit of denoise, definitely some blur, because you don't want it to be too crazy. The cutoff between the grade and the actual image to be too crazy. So that's it. Now I will do the adjustment, and the adjustment will only adjust the area that is you see here that is selected. I'm gonna hit the turn that color grade off, and I'm gonna just start doing the adjustments. And as you can see, it really brightens it up, but I don't want to go that far. Probably about here, and that is good to me. So as you can see, if I turn it on and off, it's a big difference. And this next clip is looking good too, so I'll go ahead and see if there's any adjustments I need to make. Maybe the highlights a little bit too hot. I might just bring those highlights down just a bit. Lift the shadows a little bit for them. And that's about it, guys. That's how I just did a quick grade. I mean, obviously, when I'm doing this to finalize footage for clients, I'll spend a lot more time, but there's just a quick and dirty way of how I graded Sony HLG3 BT 2020 footage with the Fujifilm's Eterna LUT, provided directly by Fuji for free. Yeah, so that's that, guys. Until next time, stay safe, wash your hands, lighten up.